Okay, you guys. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to the epic conclusion of the Blair Witch Hunt a Killer boxes. I cannot wait to finish this off and see what the heck is going on in these woods. Oh my Lanta. So, first of all, hi. Sorry for the prolonged absence, but I still have a cough, and it was getting worse. So I didn't want to do a live because I can't seem to get through one of these without having a huge coughing fit. I do have a cough drop on standby, but I haven't been coughing as much lately, so I'm hoping we can get through this without me, croaking. So that's the plan. Now let's do a little recap for anyone who hasn't kept up, or since it has been a while, may not have remembered what happened. So a mother lost her son, Liam, and they couldn't find him. Found out that he had been hiding out in the basement of the museum, and then they found out that he had been talking to someone, that he had went into the woods with this person. And this all takes place in the beautiful town of Burkittsville, which is haunted by a witch that likes to steal children. Yeah. So he got lured into the woods by a creepy, creepy dude named Carver, who likes to carve little weird symbols and creepy phrases into trees, which the police found when they were trying to find lost children in the woods, and they nicknamed him Carver because they didn't know who was carving all these weird symbols into the trees. Okay? Got it. So he lures Liam out into the woods saying, your dad, who died in a mysterious accident in the woods, may not actually be dead. I can reunite you. Okay? Lures him out there, false pretense. What he actually wanted was for Liam to kidnap his brother. Yeah. Real piece of work, this guy. So either he convinced Liam to do it or he just went and stole the brother himself. We don't know yet. But both of the sons went missing. This poor single mom who lost her husband now has lost both of her children and is a little bit on the edge. Okay, she's losing it a little bit, and I don't blame her because who wouldn't in that situation? So she decides that she's going to go off into the woods too. Yeah, great idea. So we are now corresponding with Anthony, who is a family friend who also happens to be the guy that runs the museum. And he's also had some weird sightings with this creepy Carver dude. And he may or may not be a ghost. I don't know. It's creepy. He manages to get in there somehow when the doors are locked. Like, something's up. Something's up. This guy's creepy. He's bad news. Anyway, Carver was leaving some creepy taunting messages on her porch and stuff like that. So she went into the woods. She, needed to figure out where this guy is staying at because apparently, like, everyone thinks he's the hermit that lives out in the woods. So we had to figure out where his hidden cabin is. And she went off that way, got stranded in an old abandoned log company that was supposed to have been torn down, but somehow she found it and it was still intact. But there's all these creepy little zombo creatures that were attacking the place. So she's locked up in the building. You could hear like creepy monster sounds in the background when like they did the little audio bit when she was talking to us. It was creepy. I got goosies. It was, ugh. Yeah. So we helped her figure out how to turn the lights on because the lights were the only way to keep the monsters away from the place. And when she turned the lights on, everything disappeared and she was alone in the woods again. Her dog disappeared too. She took the dog with her, which I thought was, smart. If you're going to be alone in the woods, creepy stuff going on, I would take my dog. Bug would have absolutely no help because he doesn't like watching scary movies with me because I hug him too much and he like runs away. Yeah, I get scared, but I like it. So took the dogs disappeared, and the building disappeared, and she was in the middle of the woods, but she could see a campfire with three figures, one bigger figure and two smaller figures by the campfire, and she was making her way towards that when we last had contact. So let's find out what happened, because, girl, it's a lot. It's just a lot. All right, so note from Anthony. Hello, investigator. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Rosemary and the boys are still nowhere to be found, and being involved in this search has me constantly looking over my shoulder and feeling as though I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I have no idea how you've managed to keep this up for so long, but I'm getting off track. There's been a development. Someone uploaded a new file to Rosemary's website. Based on the site's permissions, it must have been sent from Rosemary's phone. However, the file is password protected and I haven't been able to access it. I put in every possible password I could think of. Then I tried to answer the security questions to bypass the password protection, but I had no luck there either. It is a very strange question. Interesting. I had completely run out of ideas on what to do when Tank showed up, scratching at my doorstep. Oh my god, the dog's alive! Oh, that makes me so happy. I was very worried about Tank the dog. Okay. That makes it, I'm very happy now. Okay. So the dog's alive. Okay. Okay, Tank showed up, scratching at my doorstep, half-starved and matted in dirt. Oh, poor Tank. Tank barely recognized me. Well, he's been through it, man. He had to fight zombos, and then he got disappeared into a void or something. I don't know. He growled at me like I might hurt him at first, but eventually he seemed to remember who I was. When I finally thought he'd calmed down, he just took off like he was chasing a squirrel. I followed him from my front porch all the way to the edge of the woods. Oh, he's going back to find his master. He's a good boy. He's just a good boy. Okay, but he stopped right before the border. It wasn't like he was afraid, though, just like he wanted me to follow him. I must have stood there for 15 minutes before I had the courage to finally do it. I think the only reason I did it was because it was broad daylight. Don't blame him. Tank led me to this old white tree stump in the center of a hollow of trees. Not this stump again. Oh, no, 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 no. Rosemary told me about this place. It's where she and Hudson would leave notes for one another as teenagers. Is she going to leave a note? Is there going to be a note? The stump was hollowed out, just like she mentioned it was, but most of the notes inside of it seemed to have been put there recently, along with a letter and a pendant that seemed to have come straight from Carver. Oh, no. No, ma'am. But that can't cause us to lose hope entirely, because another of the more recent-looking notes was written by Rosemary herself. Okay. Interesting. I'm sending you everything I found in the stump. Based on what Rosemary wrote, it sounds like she knows that there's still people out there looking for her, and she tries to leave them as much of a trail as she can. The items and papers that were hidden in this stump all seem to be about the Kent family, although I doubt that Rosemary put all of them there herself. I don't want to dwell on who did put them there, because whatever answer I come up with will likely cause me to experience a full-blown panic attack. Yeah. The important thing to focus on is that perhaps the answer to the security question is hiding somewhere within those documents. If you can answer the security question on the locked file at kentcase.com, you can unlock the file and maybe we'll finally get the answers we need. The password to the case itself is Nightfall1. I'm counting on you, Anthony. Okay, so we have to figure out the answer to the security question. I'm wondering if I should stop the live, go online, and see what the heck the security question is, so we know what kind of an answer we're looking for. I don't know. Okay, let's just read stuff and find out. Okay, so first we have a note from Creepy Carver. There's more creepy code across the top, so I'll have to go online and see what that is. So there's definitely going to be a part 2 to this video so we can see what the heck is going on. We all need closure, right? Like, ugh. Rosemary actually believes she can finish this herself. Little does she know that it's been over for years. Her family made their mark and it sealed their fate. I wonder if maybe she's the descendant of the governor dude or whatever that killed the witch. Maybe. Ooh, creepy. Okay. The one I obey had her hands wrapped tightly around them ever since I act as her hands. The rifle shoots where the hunter points. The axe obeys the woodsman. What she wants will be done. A tree falls in the woods. She marks where it must land. An offer extended lures in the lost child. What? He's talking in riddles, right? I'm not, I know it's really, really late. It's 3:30 in the morning, but I'm not this tired, am I? Okay. An offer extended lures in the lost child. A visit at the window secures the fresh bait. A martyr is made, screaming into the empty night. Torn, wrenched apart, hacked to bits, carved. This is where it has led us. We've stitched them back together. You helped me seed the forest soil with lost souls. I can nearly see the sun rising above the trees. A new day might finally come. For me, the first in years. My work is finally finished. You don't understand, not yet, but you will. So creepy. Okay, let me find my little flashlight and see if there's like hidden messages on here. Because sometimes there is. And I'm not seeing my little flashlight. Hello? Hello? Okay, I may just do that later because I'm not seeing it and I don't want to waste time digging around for it. But that is definitely creepy. Okay, so here's a family photo, but their faces are burned off except for, is it Mary? Rosemary. Rosemary's face is not burned off just yet, but like the father and the two sons are. And there's good old Tank. Aw. And there's some kind of code on the back. Okay. It's just like shuffled words. So can feel Liam. I don't know what ERAN would be scrambled into. Me, I can. Okay, I don't know. But I'm going to say that that's got to be from Rosemary. But she can feel Liam, I think, is what she's saying in there. I don't know. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Okay. So now we have a cute little baby notice. Hello, Ellie. You trying to solve this box. I'm so late. It's creepy. It's creepy stuff going on. Olivia. Okay. Okay. Local newborn nearly hits the trails. Interesting. Lifelong Burkittsville resident Rosemary Kidd entered into labor 2 months early. Oh, okay. That's why. While taking a scenic stroll through the Black Hills Forest with her husband Saturday, the Kents had made a habit of taking a light walk every day just to get out of the house, according to Father Hudson Kent. I remember catching a glimpse of our initials carved high up in a tree inside of a heart, which I know we did as teenagers, Rosemary Kent said. Only this looked fresh. It was still bleeding dark sap. Okay, as long as it's not bleeding, like the weird trees at the log camp. Then I felt a chill go down my spine, and I knew that Tristan was going to be born on that day. If we didn't get moving, it would happen right there in that forest. Kent reflected with a smile as she held the newborn Tristan in her arms. The Kents rushed to the hospital where Rosemary gave birth to a healthy baby boy, according to doctors. Despite his premature birth, doctors said Tristan Kent was in great health, although his ecstatic parents were surprised to note that he didn't even cry. What can I say besides that I am glad we made it out in time and got Rosemary and the baby to a hospital, Hudson Kent said. I can't imagine anything worse than being stuck in the forest with a medical emergency to worry about, let alone when there's a kid involved. Tristan will be kept in the hospital under observation for a few more days before being sent home to join his adoring family, according to Rosemary Kent. So I wonder, because like he started to be born in the woods, if the like Blair Witch thinks that he belongs to her because it was in her woods, maybe? Just throwing that out, just putting that on the table. Creepy. Okay. Oh, it's a love note to Rosemary from HUD. Okay. October 6, 1997. Rosemary, you've been on my mind all day. I was barely able to focus in class. I've been thinking about asking you to the festival in a few weeks, but there's no way in a million years that I'll ever be able to summon the courage. Aww. Still, I can't help but imagine us on top of the Ferris wheel, kissing and holding hands. Cringe. I imagine that it's just the two of us looking down on the town and the sea of trees beyond it. Instead, I'm out here all alone in that sea of trees, right where blah, 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 right by where those college students supposedly went missing a while back, and that poor little boy too. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, let's just go where the college students went missing and a little boy went missing and write a love note. That's cute. You know there's a blood stain on the tree trunk I'm sitting next to right now. It's mine from a time I must have gotten a wicked splinter or something without noticing. And it's almost perfectly in the shape of my hand, even though I could have sworn that I didn't bleed nearly that much when I got cut. Something's up. I can press my own palm against it and it almost feels warm. No. No, no, no. That's how lonely and pathetic I am. I've been reduced to holding hands with a tree. I'm sorry. Okay. I've been out here since sunrise, and I guarantee that when I get back home in a few hours, the only thing my parents will care about is whether or not I track mud into the house, and not that I've been hanging out in the murder forest for weeks. I like that he calls it the murder forest. Okay. Playing hooky and writing down my daydreams about a girl who barely knows I exist. You know, like a total creep. At least he knows he's creepy. God, am I lame. Oh, I like a little teenage HUD. You're never going to see this because there's no way in hell that I'm ever going to give it to you. I'm going to shove this letter all the way to the back of the hollow of this tree and shove any thought of you all the way to the back of my mind. HUD. Oh my God. That's so funny. Okay. Oh, we got a reply. Okay, October 10th, 1997. HUD, even though the walk was long and even though I got more than a few cuts and bruises on the way, I'm very glad that I insisted you bring me to the hollow yesterday and that you let me bully you into showing me the note that you wrote. I know that you go out there pretty often, even though I can't for the life of me understand why. So I hope you'll find this note in the next few days. I'm about to sneak out on my own to hide it inside the stump right next to the first one. Things have been tough at home lately. Jess has been a total mess lately, and my parents seem to think that ignoring the fact that she's a total mess will make her less of one, when it's having the opposite effect. This might sound silly, but I'd kind of blame. Okay, this might sound silly, but I'd kind of been blaming this place for all of my family's problems, even though I don't believe in any of the stories. Like, not even a little bit. But still, some part of them must have gotten to me without me even realizing it. I mean, after all, I'm sure as hell been avoiding the woods up until now, but coming out here with you took away some of the mystique. A place is whatever you make it, and you've made this place a safe haven for me over the past few days. This is all to say, thanks for the note. It was good for me to read in a lot of ways. This is me returning the favor. Yes, Hart. Yes, Hud, you are very lame, but you're at least 3 times as cute as you are lame. Aww. That's cute. Okay. So, okay, that was October 10th. This is October 12th, and like it's like they're just like writing back and forth on the same sheet. I've been having the same nightmare every night for weeks about something huge and formless coming down from the sky and swallowing me up. I wake up and go about my day, but I can never shake the need to glance up at the sky and make sure I'm safe. Except when I'm with you. When we're together, I forget that dream entirely. I know I'm safe when we're together. You bring me peace, Rosemary. I want to be able to bring you peace too. Aw. October 15th. You do, Hud, you do. No one's ever made my heart beat like this. No one's ever made my words stick in my throat like you do, even though it's cold out, even though the wind makes the dry leaves and twigs on the trees rattle like bones. Creepy. When I think about you, I only think of summer and life and light. Sometimes I can't help but wonder what it would be like if sometime in the spring we stayed out here late into the night and watched the stars. Just think about waking up next to each other in the morning when the sun shines through the leaves. I know we couldn't actually go through with it, but I like to picture it nonetheless. October 17th. I'll watch the stars with you anytime and almost anywhere. Not here, but anywhere else. My mom always tells me that love is hard work, but falling for you was so easy, like magic. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. My protection against everyone and everything else in this town. And then there's a little bit of code down here at the bottom, so I'm going to have to see what that is. October 29th. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've replied. My parents have been keeping a close eye on me since they saw us holding hands at the festival. Ooh, racy. My dad isn't as awful as he seemed, I promise. Ooh. That present you won me is so great to play around with. I've been acting out little scenes between the animals like a kid and slotting them together and taking them apart over and over again. I feel like the animals form a whole new creature when they're together. I kind of feel like you and I do that too. With love. And then there's more code, but I'm going to say it's, Rosemary. Okay, October 30th. I never knew what I wanted before you. Now I do. I want this. I want us. To be loved by you. That's all I really want. HUD. Okay, October 31st. I don't think I would be going into the creepy murder woods on freaking Halloween. I'm just saying. The next time we meet out here, let's big sentence of code. Since the hollow area inside of it is where we've been leaving all of our letters, we should leave a mark on the place where we first fell in love. Our love will be a part of the land itself. And then another big bunch of code. And then HUD replies, but it's all in the code. So I'm going to have to decipher that and do another video and let you guys know what it is. Okay. And then we've got a little cutout thing that says light reveals the hidden creature. So this must be the thing that she said the animals slide together and create a new creature or something. Interesting. Okay. Okay. This is a note from Rosemary, and it looks like it starts off like where we left off with her. So I followed the light of the fire for hours and hours until I got close enough to see the fire itself in the distance with 3 figures standing around it. I would know Liam and Tristan a mile away. Wishful thinking or maybe nostalgia almost tempted me to think that the third silhouette was HUD at first. It used to be such a familiar sight, the 3 of them together, but the third silhouette could only have been Carver. I don't know what I expected thinking about Carver all this time and not actually seeing him, but he was just a regular person. Just a man with a face that was caked in mud and eyes that reflected the firelight. I thought that was it, that it was finally time to confront Carver once and for all, but as I started to get close, the firelight changed. It got brighter and brighter. The closer I got, it was loud and violent, angry, and the 3 of them just sat there staring into the fire as the light got so bright that I couldn't see them at all anymore. And then it snapped off like someone flipped a switch. When I could see again, I was there alone, in the dark, by myself. I don't know how long I sat there calling into the dark. He got away from me this time, but I was there, looking right at him, and he didn't even know it. Was this how he felt when he was watching me and the boys? Like an animal circling its prey? Creepy. There's no direction anymore. I tried to mark trees so I'd know where I'd been. I drew big X's so that I wouldn't be able to miss them. At first it seemed to be working. I seemed to be going in a new direction, no marks in any trees. But then out of nowhere, every tree was marked. No marks on any trees. But then every single GD tree was marked with my and HUD's initials. Just like when we left our mark on the tree when we were kids. I hear children, but they're not mine. Someone screaming in the dark, a man calling out for help. The voice is familiar, but I can't quite place it. The screaming hasn't stopped, but I think I recognize who it's coming from now. I think it's the old Sheriff Lanning, Wes Lanning's Uncle Emmett. I remember him visiting my school when I was a kid, talking about stranger danger. He can't really be out here. I must be hearing things. I tried to find the source of the screaming. It got louder and louder, calling for help over and over again until it finally turned into wordless howls of pain. And then there was silence. I'm alone again. Ooh, creepy. I saw what I thought might have been another person at first, someone wearing all white, someone lost in the woods. Then it came closer, and I saw it was something with flesh the color of maggots and barely any meat on its bones. Its skin was twitching and writhing as though it was full of insects. Oh, gross. Ugh. This must be like one of the little like creepy zombo things that was attacking the lumber place when she was hiding in it. Oh God. Okay. I tried to hide behind some trees, holding my breath in case it heard me. Then it slowly turned toward my direction, and I saw that it didn't have a face. Ah! It started walking toward me and then running. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was so afraid that I couldn't move. I just scrunched my eyes closed and thought, this can't be it. And then when I didn't feel any pain for a long moment, I opened my eyes and realized that I was curled up in my tent. I must have dreamed it, although I don't remember falling asleep or even setting up the tent. What if when she opened her eyes, it was right there in her face? Oh no. Sorry, I did that to y'all, but that's where my brain went. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sensation of hands around my neck. But of course, there was no one there. Still, my neck hurt, and I used the camera on my phone to take a look at it. There are 2 handprint-shaped bruises circling my neck. Even now, hours later, they're throbbing in pain. It hurts to call out for Tristan and Liam, and that's not going to stop me. But that's not going to stop me. Ghosts trying to choke you to death? No, no. I thought the sun was going to come up. I had hope for just a second. I was sleeping. Not that I knew what time it was, only that I was tired and had to lay down for just a minute. And when I opened my eyes, there was light. It was sunrise. I sat there for hours just staring at it, hoping, praying the sun would find the strength to rise. But it sunk back down, swallowed up by the endless canopy of trees. I think I've moved past fear somehow. I'm seeing the stick figures. I'm hearing things all around me, and I'm noticing how my heart isn't pounding, how I can't feel the blood rushing to my ears anymore. Now I hear things in the night, and I scream back at them. She's losing her mind. Yeah, okay. I found the stump, the spot where Hud and I used to leave each other notes. It's the place where we used to meet. The hours we spent here were some of the happiest I've ever had. Even this place I shared with my husband has been tainted now. This GD forest is taking everything from me. Some of this stuff shouldn't even be here. When I think about it, though, I should have expected one more insult from this forest. Tristan's birth announcement. God, this place is taunting me. Carver's taunting me. But I'm going to be the one to win in the end. I have to be. As difficult as it is to maintain hope, I can't entertain any other possibility right now. There's no point in writing any of this down to account for what's real and what's a nightmare, because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to leave these journal pages here. Maybe someday somebody will find them. I'm going to keep searching, keep looking for my boys. I'm not leaving these woods without them. God, I hope someone finds this. If someone does, if someone is actually reading this, don't come in here. Not if my boys somehow make it out. If they get out and I'm still in here, don't come get me. You'll only get lost too. And then there's more jumbled up words here. Let me see if I can figure it out. Let's see. I give. Okay. I think not only are the letters jumbled, but I think the words are jumbled too. So there's I up, give, can't, I but rest. Okay. I can't give up but rest? I don't know. Interesting. Okay. So there's that. And then we have our own creepy little stick figure. Oh, isn't that sweet? No, ma'am. No, no. Okay. So let's knock these little things out and see what creature is revealed. I'm wondering if that's going to be the answer to the security question, is like what creature is made or something. Because it's something that would only make sense to her and would not make sense to Anthony. And he thought it was a really weird thing. Right? That makes sense. I think I'm onto something. Okay. Maybe I should pop this thing out first. Because it looks like everything's supposed to fit into this. Such an odd little quest we've got going on right now, guys. Light reveals the hidden creature. Interesting. Okay. So it's like little slots where these are supposed to go in on the bottom. The slots are not wanting to slot though. Okay, I think that's as far as they go in. Okay, now, what do I have? One is the, what is this? Like a fox or something? Okay, so slot one is here. And then two is the beaver. And let's see. Where's slot two? Slot two is here. Okay. And then slot three is the turtle. Turtley enough for the turtle club. Come on, turtle. This is thrilling to watch right now, isn't it? I know. Game changing. Okay. So turtle goes here. And then old Quackers the duck here is the fourth slot. I can get him popped out. Okay. So here's our thing. Light reveals the hidden creature. I wonder if it's like a, like, you know, like shadow hand thing. Like if I need to like turn the lights off and make a shadow puppet out of this? I don't know. I think with all these creatures, it's going to be a stegosaurus. That's probably very wrong. I don't wish I knew where my freaking blacklight flashlight is. I think it's buried in a sea of makeup brushes right now. Because it's usually right in here. And I am not seeing it at all. Let me see if I can try and dig around without spilling half of my makeup station into the floor. Because I think that's the key, is we got to shine some light on it. Light reveals it, right? Makes sense. Oh God. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. I'm a mess. Oh! But everything falling down revealed the flashlight. Oh my gosh. Okay. If everything could stop falling, that'd be great. Okay. Flashlight. So let's see. This wasn't in the package though. It was in like just the box by itself. I'm not seeing anything on there. Okay. So there's not any special code on this, is there? No. All right. Let's see. I don't think there's enough light going on. I'm not making anything out of this. Okay, well, I have a feeling I'm going to have to go online, see what the security question that we're trying to answer even is, and then see what I can find. But I'll do a part 2 and let you guys know the epic conclusion of what the heck is happening with the Blair Witch in the woods. What is Carver's deal? What is going on? Okay. So this is this for now. Stay tuned for part 6.5 and I'll let you guys know everything that's happening. Okay?